psychology is that once you start to regard yourself as a victim, you look for a perpetrator. And as soon as you look for a perpetrator, you look for someone that it's okay to hurt. It's really not a good thing. I had a student who had toured the mass grave camps in Eastern Europe with the UN. She was there during the breakup of Yugoslavia. And she did a lengthy article on precursors to genocide. And one of the predictors for the election of mass movements that have genocidal attempt is the identification of part of the population as victims and the identification of another part of the population as perpetrators. Because as soon as you divide the world into victims and perpetrators, you can allow the parts of you that are the darkness to come forward and parade around as if you're being victims. If you successfully identify where the evil is, one of the things I always try to teach my students is that if you're going to look for what's wrong with the world, you should start by looking at what's wrong with you. Because you don't. There's plenty to fix at home, you know. And the other thing I've learned too about what you can do to try to make things better is by working on the things that you have in control, under your control right in front of you. You know, and one of the things that's really nice about that is that if you're trying to fix things that in a humble way, at home, for yourself, for your family, is that you don't get to come out in front of a bunch of people and pretend that you're virtuous, you know? It's sad and it's cheap. And it's sad because there are lots better things to do. And it's cheap because it's a hell of a lot easier than doing real work, you know? You can tell by the level of the dialogue, there's a lot of thought that's gone into it, you know? When you hear people yelling names and using obscenities, you know, this is funny. The part of your brain that you use to utter obscenities is the same part of the brain that monkeys use to signify the emergence of a predator in the wild. It's a completely different neurological circuit, and it's really primordial, and it comes out as sorry, we've got a little bit of microphone problem. It's not working too bad. Can you guys hear me at all at the back? Yeah! Okay, well that's good. So, I just have to tell you a little bit about why I opposed Bill C-16. Come on. I guess it must just be cutting out. Part of the reason that I opposed Bill C-16 to begin with was because I took issue with the manner in which the politics of identity are being built into our law. I look, I say, They're going to come in here and clear the room because of everybody standing on sides. Okay. So what I would recommend, perhaps, is that All of you who want to hear me talk, leave. Go outside. Okay? And I'll come outside and talk to you. And then we're going to pay for it. And then whoever wants to stay in here on the assides can. So we're going to close this down. So let's try that, okay? Okay.
He's doing it outside now.
The standard human fetus has a female morphology. It doesn't matter whether it's XX or XY from a chromosomal perspective. And then it's transformed into a male morphology with testosterone. Yeah. Right, so... So the reason I'm telling you this is because...
Save your breath, we got all night.
The reason that I'm telling you this is because there's no reason whatsoever to presume that the laws that are being put in place to protect the people that these laws are supposed to protect will do anything that remotely resembles protecting them.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned when we were in the hall, when I talked to you about the letters that I've received from transsexual people, they're very terrified about all of this.
Yep.
Because the vast majority of them want to be as invisible as everyone else wants to be.
Right.
And all this does is draw negative attention to them. They're also not very happy about the fact that they're being represented noisily by people who have absolutely no right to speak for them. So, one of the things we really have to get over, and in a serious way, is the idea that just because you're talking to someone black or white or transsexual or homosexual, that you're speaking to a member of a homogenous tribe, and that the opinion that they happen to have is the opinion that all those who are like them share. There's nothing that's more racist than that assumption, right?
Yep.
Because it means that you know a damn thing about you except the most boring part of your identity, and I can predict everything that you are and everything that you think. Well, that's a terrible thing to believe, and it's also patently untrue. You know, there's no reason to assume that any group of people who don't fit into traditional society for some way are any more homogenous in their general makeup and their political views than any other group. In fact, all the evidence suggests precisely the contrary. And it's another thing I really don't like about identity politics, because it's really predicated on the idea that the only thing that's important about you is what's most obvious when you first look at you. And that's an appalling proposition.
If only you could hear what he was saying.
Academia about censoring these topics and about why it's important to be able to have this discussion. Because you see right now that people are trying to shut down the discussion. So we're not,
Well, I can tell you. I can tell you a little bit about why these attempts to shut people down are being made, because you need to know this. So, as far as I've been able to determine, this kind of protest is an expression of a philosophy that's grounded partly in postmodernism and partly in Marxism. Now, the postmodern element is basically this. There's no such thing as genuine individual identity. What there is group identity. And you, like it or not, only have the interests of your group. And the whole world is nothing but a battleground between groups of different interests. There's no dialogue. There's no possibility of talking between the groups. It's just a power stage where combat has to take place. And so the reason that speakers with whom the radical postmodernists and the Marxists don't agree are denied a platform is because those people do not believe from a philosophical position that dialogue can bring consensus. And all that's left if you forego that particular principle is this. And this is only where it starts. You know, the fact is that you're all pretty damn civilized. And thank God for that. Because if there were enough fools in the crowd, especially those who are intent on violence, this would turn out very differently. Right. And we do not want to go down that pathway. It's a big mistake. We've been down that pathway many, many times.